This was insane to witness as the Toronto Blue Jays come out in one of the craziest games of the year, pull off a very ridiculous win, but it wasn't the win that got fans fired up. It was the way that this team went about it. And this was one of the longer games of the year, and it was absolutely insane to see. We're going to break down exactly what happened. And most importantly, of course, discuss what this means going forward, as well as a few other updates on this episode, folks. But before we get into it all, if you're a part of that percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Jays content. Your guys' support has truly been unbelievable. So if you're enjoying the content, make sure to hit that subscribe button, folks. What a long, crazy game. I mean, the game started at 4:10 Eastern, and then it dragged out. And there were a million times throughout this game where I thought the Toronto Blue Jays were going to lose. There was a million times throughout this game where, I mean, people lost hope a little bit, all these different things. And this team does what they do best, and that is fight, be resilient, and ultimately come with a crazy ridiculous win. It wasn't even a comeback win because this team should have won this game a very long time ago. Now, a ton of things to go over today. Let's do what we always do and go through the box score, and also have a bit of a new setup here. I'm moving to a new place, so let me know down below what your thoughts are. Still, working things out with the audio in the background, but if you like the new setup, let me know down below. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. But let's dive into this here now. So George Springer, 3 for 6 with 2 RBIs and a home run. He has been the biggest storyline this year for the Toronto Blue Jays. There's no doubt about it. Like, you can talk about Addison Barger, you can talk about Vladimir Guerrero Jr. George Springer is one of the, if not the biggest reason this team is as good as they are. And we're coming off of a game yesterday against, obviously, the Marlins with Shane Bieber on the mound where, vibes are at an all-time high. George Springer, huge tonight, 3 for 6. Barger, we're going to have a full video on him. He's struggling a little bit. The pitchers have made the adjustment. They're throwing breaking balls away. They're doing all these different things. He's struggling. He went hitless. Bichette, it was the Bichette hour for the Toronto Blue Jays today. 4 for 6 with a big hit in extra innings to give them the lead. Same with Alejandro Kirk. He also contributed with an RBI and pretty big hit by Nathan Lucas, and one from Andres Gimenez, which drove in a run, ultimately didn't necessarily win in the game in extras. But I mean, the storyline of this game was just that. It was extra innings. And ultimately, I mean, we'll dive into the pitching staff because that was the bigger concern here. But you get off to an early 4-0 lead on the back of a lot of different guys, including George Springer, right? And you get off to a 4-0 lead, and you're thinking, okay. And obviously, they scored first. The Jays, they were up 1-0, and then 3-0, and then of course they add another one in the Springer home run, 4-0, I believe it was. This game feels like it was forever ago. You're at the point where you're thinking, okay, 4-0 against a very poor Miami Marlins team. You're in very good shape. And it was a game where José Berríos was absolutely dominating through 6. And then the 7th inning is when it all started to be a little bit, they started to collapse a little bit. You can see the final line here for Berríos, 6 1/3, gave up 2 runs. Louis Varland, and I want you guys to let me know down below, is he scaring you a little bit? Do you think that, it's just a little bit of a weird, again, he's given up a fair bit of runs since coming over. I don't know why. And I don't know if this is a Pete Walker thing. I don't know if it's just what the team is doing. He is throwing way more knuckle curveballs than he used to with the Twins, and his best pitch is a fastball. He can throw 100 miles an hour, and he keeps getting crushed off of the knuckle curves. And he threw on a hanger, double down the left field line. Fantastic relay by Bichette to get him at the plate, and that ultimately, proved to be very important. But Verlander, a little bit scary. The bullpen struggled a little bit besides Sir Anthony Dominguez. Like Jeff Hoffman, he blew the save in the 9th, which, again, the fact that the Jays came back and won this game after blowing the save is, impressive, but also, like, you'd hope the bullpen is a little bit better. Like Hoffman giving up a run, Flaherty struggling a little bit. Tommy Nance was a savior of this game. He gave them length. He gave them, it was 1st and 2nd. He managed to get out of the extra inning without giving up. It was no outs without giving up a run. Got a strikeout, then a double play. Huge game for Tommy Nance, but these are the games that great teams win, right? Good teams, obviously, win the games against, bad teams, but the games where you don't have your best stuff. And the pitching staff, the bullpen today struggled a little bit, and they've been the catalyst for this team the whole year. They've been fantastic, and for them to come out and have a bit of an off day, to see the offense, the offense didn't really back them up. Technically they did. They kept scoring 1 run in extra innings, which, like Dan Shulman said in the broadcast, basically a push, right? That's essentially what it is here. The other team starts the man on second, especially in extra innings, but you got to give credit to the guys. Like, as bad as Hoffman, Flaherty, even Verlander were, they didn't let it get fully out of hand. And that's the big thing here. Like, they didn't blow up. Verlander was the closest to, blowing up. They didn't blow up. Tommy Nance, fantastic game. Not a single earned run. Obviously gave up 1 ghost runner. He kept them in it until, one of the pitchers, in this case, Brendan Little, did exactly what he had to do in the extras, inheriting the ghost runner, and a heads up play yet again by Bichette to Andres Gimenez at 2nd on a ground ball with the ghost runner, getting him off, and then, of course, pick him off, technically, not really pick him off, but getting him out, stuck at 2nd, winning the game after that. And I mean, a pretty good managed game by John Schneider. I think he did fine. And at the end of the day, just a fantastic game. And this is honestly, I said it was a George Springer. I mean, Springer is great. I want to give some huge props to Bichette. Average over 302, OPS over 800. Really good defensively today. And those relays to the plate are going to go unnoticed. He threw an absolute missile, one hopper to Alejandro Kirk. And if he doesn't do that, the game could have completely flipped on its head and it could have been a very, very different scenario. So you did that, which is obviously fantastic. He had the great heads-up play at second base, to throw it back to second base, rather, for Andres Gimenez. Huge game for Bichette. And someone else that's going to kind of go under the radar here is Ty France. You can see here he got a sac fly to give them a run there in extra innings, which, again, everybody who got them a run seems a little bit underwhelming because they didn't, they weren't able to score multiple runs, but they got the job done and did what they had to do, which was slowly but surely, score a run, hope your bullpen holds it, score a run, hope your bullpen holds it. And that's what they did. And then eventually, obviously Bichette got the big hit to put them in the lead and they scored. But shout out to Ty France, who been struggling a little bit lately, did the job tonight. Now, a couple other things I want to talk about here. The roller coaster of emotions through this game, which we'll dive into in a minute, but it's José Berríos. Now, 7 Ks through 5 innings of one hit ball. Like, he had one hit through, I think, 6 or something like that. He was really good. I don't want that to go understated here. Yes, he struggled a little bit, gave a bunch of hits up in a row in the 7th, but this is a positive start for him. It was a quality start. He had the most Ks he's had in 2 months. Like, he was absolutely rolling and dominating up until the 7th. And, he had a bit of a rough go there towards the end. Stuff like that's going to happen. I'm happy that he, bounced back because this team is going to desperately need him if, they want to continue to win regular season games. And I know a lot of people are saying like he's probably not going to, make the playoff roster, whatever that is, right? The Red Sox won today. We're really good on that. You got to hope the Yankees pull out one tomorrow because, again, the ideal scenario is Red Sox take 3 out of 4, Jays sweep the Marlins. They guarantee themselves a series win. But, I mean, look at this. I mean, you look at the win probability. It was almost 100% when the Jays were up 4-0, and then it plummeted down to as low as 20%, and then all the way back up after that Brendan Little masterclass outing there. But just an incredible game all the way around. Great game from Bichette. And when I say incredible game all the way around, it was a bit of a sloppy game. It was an incredible game to watch as a fan, and at the end of the day, the Jays are in very, very good shape. Again, they have won their first 2 here. You need to sweep the series tomorrow. I have full confidence. Of course, I'll have another video tomorrow morning outlining some of the updates, but it's going to be a crazy time over the next few days. And one other thing here, Zach Marshall pointed out that, they're not playing Davis Schneider, and he's been really good as of late, 140 WRC plus. I don't know if he's hurt or what's going on with him, but even having Davis not pinch hit for Miles Straw multiple times in this game seemed a little bit sketchy, but at the same time, Miles Straw made some great defensive plays. I want to give a shout out to Berger, a great defensive play in extra innings. Varsho, great defensive play at extra innings. Bichette, Alejandro Kirk, everybody. They've all been beasts, and that'll wrap it up. Let me know down below what your thoughts are on this. Let me know down below what your thoughts are on the new setup. Hope you guys enjoy it. We'll see you guys for a video very early tomorrow. And man, Jays are rolling.